Are you excited to be back at the sexy town, Dream Harbor?
I dream, ironically. I dream about it all the time. But you know what I thought was really funny? The fact that this book we're about to talk about had a Dream Harbor map. Like it's a fantasy book.
I don't think I even noticed it.
I was over here imagining that there was going to be like the Loch Ness monster in the sea. And I would be like, yeah, that seems like Dream Harbor.
Dream Harbor, yeah. I don't think I noticed it.
I looked at it. I loved it. I loved it. Because I like that I can see all of the weirdly named stores. And I'm like, I know the couple that works there.
Aww.
And I know them.
I shipped them first before anybody else.
It's funny because like the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore. No, that's not the first one. The Pumpkin Spice Cafe.
Yeah.
That book is so widely talked about, so widely loved. It was so huge on Book Talk, and I'm pretty sure on Bookstagram as well. But when I think about it, I'm like, we found it.
What do you mean?
I want to gatekeep it for us. Like, no, you
were,
guys like it?
We love it. We live in Dream Harbor.
Thank you. Look at my Dream Harbor tattoo.
You have the map on you.
But can I say something? Can I say something a little controversial at the very beginning before we even start?
Go ahead.
The last 3 books, as much as I love them, and I'm pretty sure I gave the 3rd book a 5 out of 5, they weren't...
I don't think you did.
I didn't?
No.
Okay, well, I'm glad. Because I don't think I've had a Laurie Gilmore experience where I'm like, oh my gosh, Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, 5 out of 5. Like, I haven't had that. But something about Dream Harbor just keeps bringing me back.
It's because we live there. At this point, I feel like we know everybody. We know all the tios, all the tias.
The prophetic mayor.
Oh, yes. Which, did they even mention that in this one? I don't remember.
No, they didn't. But as soon as he came up in my notes, I wrote prophetic mayor mention.
Thank God he's back.
I know.
Cheli, I have to ask you something.
Yes.
Do you think diving right back into Dream Harbor, discussing a single dad looking for a nanny, ends up finding love, well, a nanny and love, do you think that could fix your life?
I really think it can.
Oh my God, there's tears in your eyes. Welcome to another episode of the Book Fix Podcast, a podcast where we fix lives one book at a time, single father edition. I'm your host, Yajaira.
And I'm your host, Cheli. Preface. I might cry.
Oh my God.
I always say that, but I think this is the one. I think you can finally clickbait Cheli cries. There's tears in this one.
Have you cried in any of our discussions?
Had we, if you watched our Hunger Games, the Sunrise of the Reaping episode, had we kept talking for one more minute at our last discussion point, I was close to tears.
Really?
Yeah, I felt my voice kind of waver, but I was like, she's going to stay strong.
She's strong.
I wonder if it's because of lack of sleep. Leave a comment.
Leave a comment down below. Lack of sleep equals tears? Yes or no? Any doctors out there?
I have cried so much these past 2 days because of the readings that we've done. So I might cry in this one. Just a warning. And
can I say something? I did not expect you to cry in this one.
I cried so much.
Okay. Yeah, I think maybe you're a little bit emotional.
Oh my God.
Maybe we should talk about that.
Off air, we can talk about that. I just think, because you know me, I have such a soft spot in my heart for kids. And
because you're a teacher.
Because I'm a teacher. It's funny because usually when I call you, I'm just like, oh my God, I'm at my wit's end.
You're like, if I see a child in front of me.
Oh, me on the weekends when I look at children, I'm like, don't even. They're down there. I'm not going to look at them.
You're above them.
Yeah. As soon as it hits 4 p.m., I'm off the clock.
Yeah.
No child in front of me.
No. Get them out.
This book, I feel like the tears are coming.
Uh-oh.
So why don't we just get started?
Before we get started, though.
Oh, yeah.
We do have book clubs, which you can find at the Book Fix Pod. We're in Fable and in Goodreads. This month's book is going to be, drumroll please.
I don't know why I didn't actually do it. I thought you were going to go like, shh.
Like, please. That's so loud.
Okay, what book is it?
Enchantra by Kaylee Smith?
Yes, Kaylee Smith.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not even ready.
I'm
not even ready.
And this is for the book of May?
Yes. So if you want to join in the discussion, please do. We will be discussing the book in the last week of May. We'll have an episode for it.
Oh my gosh, I am so excited.
Me too.
I'm so excited. But this clearly is our book of the month for April.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes, this is April's book of the month.
Yes.
Dude, time flies by when you're having fun.
Dude, I know. So even if you're joining late, if you still wanted to add to the discussion on this book or the books we've read in the other past months, you can still join us on Goodreads and Fable.
Yeah.
If you want to find those links quickly instead of just looking up our name, we do have all of our links in our link tree, linktr.ee/thebookfix.
Thank you. Okay, let's get started and talk about The Strawberry Patch Pancake House by Laurie Gilmore.
This is book 4 of her Dream Harbor
series.
I would call them
saga,
historical gatherings, maybe.
Okay.
It's just so iconic. So our story starts off with a insta-love meet cute.
Like the rest of them.
Okay.
Isn't it crazy that every single one of these has been insta-love?
Can I say, and I think we agree on this couch, I hope we really do, I'm not a fan of insta-love.
I think we've read so many books. I think all of our books so far have been insta-love.
Have we read one that we've liked that has done that? Because I feel like we've had issues with that so much.
You're right. I don't know.
I don't think we like it.
I can't think of the book that just really did it for me.
Me neither.
We'll get back to you on that though. Once I'm like deep diving on our episodes, I'm sure I'll find one that I thought was okay.
But this insta-love did not do it for me.
No, me neither.
We start with our character, Archer. He's the male main character.
He's the single father who had a thing with this girl named Kate. And he hadn't seen her for the past, I think, 4 or 5 years. And
he gets a phone call from Kate's mom and is like, she passed away in a car accident, which, by the way, it was a fling.
Yeah, it was just a fling. It was in a serious relationship. He
had not contacted her in like 4 to 5 years. And all of a sudden, Kate's mom calls him and is like, hey, she passed away in a tragic car accident. You need to come and get your daughter. And so the beginning of the book is literally him like, how do you dress to get a daughter? Like, I have no idea what to do. I need to go get a coffee. So he is here in Dream Harbor, which is not his location because he is from Paris.
He was a Michelin-starred chef.
Yes.
Okay? He was out there with Ratatouille fighting that bitch.
I know.
He was like...
Ratatouille, I know him. I destroyed him.
He was my biggest op, and I beat him.
People are going to comment, his name's not Ratatouille.
It's Remy.
No, it's Remy Ratatouille. Check the birth certificate.
Anyone ever wondered that maybe it's his middle name? I don't know. You ever wondered?
Ratatouille's not a name? Oh, well, yeah, rats can't talk. Rats don't talk in there.
Let's start there.
We're so deep in Ratatouille.
You are a huge fan of Ratatouille, so.
Me? You know I am. I'd do anything for that rat.
Can cook. You're right.
Oh my gosh. It's so funny because I make that joke a lot in front of my sister where I'll make something. I know how to cook. I'm just not the greatest cook. You know, I'm enough to survive. And I can, like, every once in a while cook up a cool dish, whatever. And when I do that, I always make a joke in front of my sister like, wow, anyone can cook. And she gets so mad and she's like, the moral of the story is not anyone can cook. It's you can find a cook anywhere. And that's her thing. So I always say it.
So now you just amp it up.
Wow. We're at a restaurant. Wow, I guess anyone can cook. And she's like, oh my, you can find a cook from anywhere. She gets so mad. But he is
really can.
Thank you. He is a Michelin-starred chef who is now being forced
to come to this small town.
Yes. And I will say, I used the word that I don't agree with. He's not being forced, but he felt like he needed to do this. Because he was like, I don't want a daughter. I don't.
Well, Here's the thing.
Yes.
Forced is not the best word, but I mean, this guy was ready to dip at any point. He was like,
Obligated?
Okay. Yeah, I guess. Like, this wasn't his dream, definitely. And even when he was starting to get to know Olive, he was like, this is tough, but man, I can't wait to get back in those streets and Paris. Like, I'm going to be there one day.
The Champs-Élysées. If you're French. If you know, you know. It's a street in France. Look it up.
Oh, okay. Don't cover me.
Okay, so I have a few things I want to say.
Oh, wow.
Dude, a lot. Okay.
She's got notes.
Dude, I've got notes. Okay. We talked about that. So
they're meet cute.
Yes. They're meet cute. One thing I did not appreciate was that whole immediate lust. You know, because he was in Jeannie's coffee shop from book 1.
Well, he was going to rush in, and at the time that he's rushing in, our love interest is rushing out.
Yes.
And she has, I think, like some sort of green juice, and it ends up like exploding on top or on him. So now he has like green smoothie bits on him, and he gets like so mad at her because he's just like, oh my God, I don't have any time. And now look at me, I look unpresentable.
But I hate it. That makes sense to me. And I wish that had stayed. But instead, she immediately gets napkins and starts wiping him off on his abdomen. And he's like, oh my gosh, her hand is on me. I can see her stomach because she's wearing yoga pants and a sports bra. Oh my God. And he's immediately infatuated with her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really?
Yeah.
This is how this one's going?
I'm so tired of the insta-love.
I am too. So automatically, I had very low expectations for this book.
Okay.
Because I was like, this isn't what I want.
Yeah.
I don't want, because what I foresaw was she's going to end up working at a place you're going to work at, and you're going to have a daughter, and she's going to be a great mom, and you're going to be like, God, I want her so bad. That was
She's the mom that I want to step up.
Oh my gosh. I was not here for it.
Oh, okay. What threw me off was the fact that she was not a nanny. Like, she really was not qualified for this job. But I mean, this small town is small enough where she was like working, or she was friends with someone that worked with Archer. And she was like, hey, the new cook. I forgot what the diner was called originally.
I don't remember either.
I don't think it had a name, or it wasn't relevant. So when he was working at this diner, he met someone, and that's how he learned about
Gladys. That's how he learned about Iris, which is our female main character. He learned it through Gladys, which was a person who worked at the diner. But so before she even gets hired, his first meeting with his daughter, Olive, was so sad. I really felt for this little girl because she had just lost her mom. Yeah. I think less than a month ago. I think that's how fresh it was. And she's just a kindergartner. She's 5. And he comes up and is like, hey, Olive, and like reaches out to her. And she's not talking to him.
Well, she runs away because she's like, oh my God, monster, because he has green on him. And so they're trying to explain to her, like, no, he's not a monster. That's your dad. And she's just, like, not feeling it.
Yeah. How did you feel about the dialogue of a child in this book? Do you feel like it portrayed a child well?
Well, I'm not really around children. The child that I'm around doesn't speak much. It's a lot of, like, blabber. Yeah. So that's actually an interesting point to bring up because I don't know what children's, like, what they talk about, especially at that age. I think she's 5, which my niece is like 4, but again, she doesn't talk much. So
it just felt kind of weird because it felt like she talked too big for a kindergartner.
I know that kids talk very like literally, like very literal. So I didn't feel that. But then again, I don't know. I'm not the girl to call that out.
I wrote that I think out of every single book that we've read that has a child in it, this is the best dialogue I've ever seen for a child.
Really?
I feel like it was one of the best. I would probably put her more on like first grade level, but I think the interactions made sense to me. So seeing her react like that, I'm like, yep.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's good to know because I really have no idea.
Dude, I ate that shit up.
Okay.
It was so cute. Well, it was so sad at the beginning. So when we're gonna speed forward. When Iris finally gets hired to be the nanny, the only reason she does it is because although she's a yoga teacher and she is making money, she doesn't have enough to pay for rent, and she really doesn't want to move in with her cousins because one of them plays a loud instrument.
She plays the trumpet all night, and she doesn't want to do that. So, so this opportunity would allow her to stay at Archer's house,
a live-in nanny.
Yeah.
And she doesn't have to pay for living there, and she gets paid for doing her job, and she can still keep her job. So it's like, oh my gosh, I can actually have income.
Yeah, and she's thinking of it like, well, she's in school, so I mean, there's a huge like chunk of the day where I mean, I'm not dealing with her or seeing her because again, she's not really a nanny. She's just mostly doing this out of the convenience.
Yes, and I think the reason why Archer hires her immediately is because her first interaction with Olive, when she's talking with Olive, she convinces Olive to talk to Archer. And I really like it because all of these interactions they would have with this child, in their head, they'd be like, don't cry. Don't cry. That's the cutest shit I've ever seen, but don't cry.
Yeah.
I loved it so much.
Yeah, because Olive wouldn't talk to her dad, which is sad, but I'm also like wondering, so what was he trying to do during that time? Just like, hey.
Well, I think it's hard because like her coping mechanism was that. And because she didn't have any, which it was kind of crazy to me that Kate's parents just left.
Oh yeah, they were just like out of the picture.
You don't know him.
Yeah.
So for you to be like, yeah, here you go, bye. It's like, I expected you guys to be there.
Yeah, to kind of be like overlooking, making sure that everything is good. I mean, this man hasn't been around children either.
It would have made more sense to me if Olive stayed with Hazel and Noah, which they're from book 2. But if they would have stayed with Olive while he was proving that he can have this child, you know? Because I don't think when you're getting custody, do they do it that quick? Like, oh, you're related.
I think they do.
That's crazy.
Because it's like,
what if it's not safe?
Well,
they do a background check.
Well, the reason why they did it so quick was also because Kate put him in her birth certificate.
You're right.
So that's why it was very fast.
Wait, let me chew.
And then also, I think Kate had told someone, or she put it in her will or something, that, you know,
you can trust him.
That if something happened to me, that's the dad, basically.
That's crazy. So I really, 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 really like the communication between our two main characters, Iris and Archer.
Okay, what part sticks out to you?
Everything. I really like that, although you could see there was tension on both sides, they were very aware of like, okay, but I have to think of what I'm doing and how it's going to affect my daughter or how it's going to affect his daughter. I don't want to do anything I can regret because she's still healing.
Yeah.
And I can't just make myself look permanent if I start dating her dad and then leave.
Yeah. So the thing that I appreciated about this book is that even though there was obvious lust between them from the very beginning, they didn't act on it for a while. It took a minute until something finally happened between them. And I think it was funny too, the whole like premise of, you know, this like Michelin-starred chef coming into this small town's diner, and he doesn't have any of the original recipes, so he's like trying to make pancakes, but he's like doing like
high-end
a lemon like zest or something. I don't know.
And it had poppy seeds, and it's like no one liked it. And he's like, I know, obviously I know,
because they kept returning it, and people would like his cooks would tell him, no one's gonna like it here. People come to the diner for like the comfort of, you know, you having the same exact pancakes that you've had your whole life. And so his whole like arc is basically trying to find the perfect like pancake recipe. And I thought it was so funny when even Iris was like, why don't we just have like a why don't we just talk about it in the town meeting? Because town meetings are a big thing, right? And so he's over here asking everyone like, okay, yeah, you guys don't like the pancakes. Sorry, you guys have no taste, but whatever.
You know what I thought was funny? Before she recommended the town meeting, she was like, what if you just use like ready-made mix, like Bisquick? And he was like, get that name out of this house. I'm never using ready mix.
He was so offended. But I knew that was going to be the answer. Like,
I knew. So funny.
But anyway, so at the meeting, everyone's just kind of like throwing in what they think would be the perfect pancake. So he's over here like, and he's very like type A, like writing everything down. Like he would have notes. He would be like, okay, on this day I made this pancake and this many people liked it. This many people returned it. God. And so he would write these things down, and then it just kind of became like this whole thing of like him trying to find the right pancake. So, at night he would be making pancakes, and sometimes Iris couldn't sleep, and so she would come into the kitchen in her little tiny shorts, and she'd be like, need a taster or something?
Can I just say, before we get into that, I fucking love this man's dedication
to the pancakes.
No, just like get you a man who, if he wants it, he'll get it. It's like what's the saying?
If he wanted to, he would.
Yes, that's him. And I loved that anytime they would say something to him like, oh yeah, your daughter didn't like this. Oh, she doesn't like your food. And he'd be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What do I do? I have to do something, obviously. Yeah. And it's like, he cares so much about what he does, and he cares about it deeply. Mm-hmm. And that's what I appreciate about him, because even though I did the math, it took 67.5% for them to kiss into this book.
Okay.
There was 67.5% in. So I love that he just really thought it through. He was like, dang, I want this girl so much, but I gotta be a good father.
I thought it was so cute. His relationship with Olive was adorable. I love that she was so into like baking shows.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I don't know what the heck they were eating before Iris was really like in the picture. And so once Archer started like cooking up these like, high level recipes, Iris was like, oh my God, Olive, come here. So your dad is basically a cooking show. Mm-hmm. And so that's kind of how they started to get closer. And also he asked if she wanted to help and be his sous chef.
One thing I really like too, because I feel like although his cooking did change for her, obviously, I also think it's the way you approach things. Because when he was going to make them steak frites, which is just steak and fries.
Yeah.
You could call it that, but a kid won't like that, So when Olive came over and was like, what are we making for dinner? Iris answered, oh, they're making French fries. Do you like French fries? And it's like, that's the way you approach it. Mm-hmm. And I think Archer caught on quick, because then afterwards he's like, and we're going to put this thing called rosemary. You want to smell it? Mm-hmm. And that was just the sweetest. That's the way you talk to a kid. I loved it so much. I ate it up so much. Okay.
You love the single father trope.
Yeah. No, I just love
fathers.
I just love love. I just think that parenting is hard, and parenthood is hard, and no one prepares you for it. And there's like a lot of mistakes that go into being a parent, and because first-time parents don't want to admit their mistakes, it makes first-time parents feel even scared, like even more scared, you know? So for him to have no parent friends, for him to have like no baseline for any of this, but for him to go in like, I'm just going to do my best for my daughter. She doesn't deserve to have a bad life just because I wasn't here.
Yeah. I love it so much. And also I thought it was so like real of him to have that whole inner conversation of, I met my daughter, but I didn't feel instantly love for her. Like, when do I start, like, feeling that? And he was like, do parents feel that immediately after seeing their newborn?
I think a really good conversation was the first time that Olive was sleepwalking and she tried opening the front door.
Yeah.
He freaked out, and, they took her back to the room, but the whole time they were like, do you touch someone if they're sleepwalking? Can I care? I don't know what's going on. And they were like so scared. And they sit in the hall, Iris and him, and they're just facing each other. And Iris just starts laughing. And he's like, what? It's like, it's just kind of funny, because for a second, I thought she was possessed. I'm just going to say it right now. I just thought she was. And then
what would have been worse? The possession.
But they have this moment where he just looks at Iris and he's like, do you want to be a mom? Mm-hmm. And she was like, oh God, no. Mm-hmm. Oh wait, I shouldn't say that. I'm a nanny. And then they start laughing. And then she's like, well, did you want to be a dad? And he answers the same way. He's like, God, no. Mm-hmm. And it's just so real because it's like, people forget that parents are people too.
Oh my God. You know what scene I loved?
Which one?
Similar to that whole like moment of them trying to figure out what to do for Olive because she was sleepwalking. It happened, something similar in the way that they were communicating happened again when, what was it? I think Olive was telling them about a situation that happened at school and like how something bad happened, like someone made her feel bad or something.
Yeah. And
Iris was like, sometimes people are crap. Oh,
can I say
crap? And he's like, I don't know. I'm on day 2 of fatherhood. I don't know.
And even like near the end, there was a part where I think Olive is like, oh, hell no. And they're like, Olive. And she's like, it's okay. My dad said I could say it in front of anyone as long as it's not grandma, grandpa, or church. Or it was like something like that. And I'm like, wow, so real.
Yeah.
That's so real.
I thought that was really cute.
It's nice because it shows that's like, it's possible to still be a person and still experience love and still experience passion, but you're still a devoted parent. Mm-hmm. Like it's not just one thing or the other. It can be both.
Yeah, and also Iris would point that out that she didn't have a present dad, and she would try to explain to Olive in like a childlike way of, well, I mean, your dad is here, he really cares for you. It's so nice that you needed him and he showed up for you.
You know what though? I kind of agree with what you're saying. But I think opposite. What I appreciated in this book is that they never baby talked away a situation. Yeah. Because when it was getting to a point where the tension between Iris and Archer was really high, there was, I think it was a scene where Olive and Iris were painting the room, and Archer walks in, they talk, and then Archer leaves. And then all of a sudden, Olive asks, so when are you going to become my mom?
Oh, yeah. Something about mom.
No. It was, do you think mom can see me right now? That was the question. And then
that was the first question.
That was the first question. So immediately Iris is like, how do I answer this? I don't want to answer this wrong. And I really appreciate that she didn't just go, yeah, she can. Yeah, totally. She was just like, I don't know, honestly. It's like, oh, my grandma says she can. And she was like, yeah, grandmas are wise like that. She's probably right. And I really, really appreciate that. Because I feel people think kids are dumb. They're not. They're so observant.
Yeah.
So
they are.
So the fact that she and Archer would talk to her like a person. And then when she would ask for like, I want a puppy, they wouldn't be like, someday. They would be like, okay, but not right now. We can't do that right now. A puppy, swimming lessons, where are you going to fit it all?
Yeah.
Like, they were just so real with her. So I really appreciated that. And just that entire interaction in that room, the fact that, and there was multiple other moments, they spoke to her like a person. And I really appreciate that because sometimes I feel, I've seen it more in fan fiction, but there are some books that do this too. When they write a child, it feels like they write them in this like angelic way. Like they can do no wrong.
Yeah.
And I mean, children, I get it. They're amazing.
They're angels.
They're sponges. They just learn so much. But she felt like an actual child. She would say things and she would misunderstand situations. She would want things. She would do things that she wasn't supposed to. Like when she was putting carrots outside because she was trying to catch a bunny. Like things like that. That felt so real to me.
Yeah.
But they would also not treat her like a baby. They would be like, okay, what's your opinion on this? What do you want to do? You know? But they would still be fun about it. You add voices.
But I mean, after when she asked about, can my mommy still see me? She did ask Iris, are you my mommy now?
Well, she asked her when she got the fever. Remember? Because Iris sat with her and she asked Iris, oh, when can I call you mom? Are you going to be my mom soon?
Yeah.
And Iris had to say no. And then Olive started crying.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so sad.
It was just, because at that point also, like, I don't remember if anything had happened between her and...
I think...
Well, either way, even if it was while things were happening, they both kind of were making it clear, like, oh, no, this is just like a...
Physical.
This is just physical thing. Well, mostly her. She didn't really want anything emotional.
Can I say?
Yeah.
I wrote this long paragraph. This long paragraph about the first sex scene that happened in chapter 27. And I was like, no, you're telling me.
Wait, okay. You go first. Because I have something to say too.
So I wrote, this first spice scene was low-key but very high-key disappointing. I do like the idea that it's just two parents formally having a quickie and it being pent up, but you're telling me I waited 67.5% into this book for a one-page spice scene?
Oh
no.
My God. I'm so glad that you brought this up because I was thinking the exact same thing while I listened to this.
Yes.
All of this pent up, emotions, I thought that it was doing a really good job at, keeping this tension between them because they both were really good at not wanting to cross the line.
Yes.
And then when the spice finally happened, I'm tired. Maybe it's just me, but I'm tired of the amount of times that women in these books are like, no, just stick it in. Just get in me. I'm ready.
Yeah, there was no prep.
There was no prep. There was no,
the movie was still on.
Yeah. Like I think 1 minute had passed probably in the movie. Like it was just like...
No, yeah, it was it was quick.
Yeah.
And yes.
And I don't like that whole like, the second time it'll be so much better. We'll have more time for each other. It's like, no, we had all of this built up tension and you're just going to give me like crumbs.
I wrote, I wanted more teasing, more dirty talk. That would feel like something Archer would do and Iris would initiate.
Yeah.
Because that was kind of their thing. They were so vocal about what they wanted. Mm-hmm. And I love that. I ate that shit up. Uh-huh. But we didn't get that. But it's funny because after they do have sex, she immediately leaves.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. She like runs away.
Yes. And to me, I'm just like, what just happened? Did they? Did it happen or did I imagine it?
She ran away to the shower. I think.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And she was in there for a while and she had to be like, okay, I need to get out of here because he's going to start to worry.
Yeah.
And what she was worried about, and I love that they voiced it immediately. She was like, I don't want you to think that this is going to be something. And he was like, no, I understand that. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
If you're okay with that. Mm-hmm. So they agree there that it's only physical.
He did want something more.
But he was okay with what she was offering.
Yeah. He was okay with it.
Then the second half of chapter 27 is their second time. Mm-hmm. And it's so funny because I wrote second spicy JK what I said at the beginning, Laurie, you're a genius. But I still feel like there should have been more lead up to it. Or it would have been funny since they were so vocal. They would have just planned it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? She's leaving today. Let's just finish cleaning up the house really quick. And right here at this time at 4 p.m., we meet right here. Like, that would have been hilarious to me because that feels more real to me. Yeah. Or if they had planned, like, yes, we're going to have sex today. But then they both end up going to sleep. Because it's like,
because they're both exhausted. Yeah.
I would have loved that. Because that's funny.
It's funny and it's realistic.
This didn't feel like them. You know? So it was a little disappointing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry because I really like this book, so I'm so sorry.
It's okay, Queen.
So
I feel you.
I really liked the entire buildup of their relationship because even after they have sex, it does start off as a physical thing. But you have Archer like, oh my God, is it weird that I kind of want to start a family with her and settle? Like, I don't know. I just want to settle down and marry her. They're both my girlies. So he's like struggling.
Yeah.
And I think it's after their second time of having sex, he's at work and he accidentally puts salad dressing on pancakes. Yeah. And they're like, whoa, what's up? And he's like, I think I might have fallen in love with my nanny. I don't
know. Kind of crazy.
Do I call HR? I think I'm HR. I don't know what to do.
Who do I call?
And then she's...
Oh my God. But then when he talks to his dad.
Oh my gosh.
And he is really
no.
He's always been very.
What did they say? They said
Archer has always been very honest with his dad,
Mhm.
even from like when he was a child. So when his dad asks him like, "What's up?" he's like, me and the nanny," and immediately the dad was like,
no
"No,
nonsense.
no."
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "That's not how I raised you."
Yep. And so he immediately drops it. But Archer, after that his dad hangs up, he's like, I'm not satisfied with that answer.
Yeah, because he was immediately like disappointed. Like, no, wait, I do want something with her.
Mm-hmm.
Something serious.
I do really appreciate, though, that Archer was very much like whatever she wants to do. Because I'm over here with a full kid. Like,
yeah.
I can't just force her to settle down, not with only me, but my child. Because whatever they do have, they're both understanding that it would have to be permanent. Because, I mean, her child just went through a loss of a mother.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to lose one again. And then Iris can relate to that because her mom dated a lot of guys who she thought when she was a child, oh, this is going to be my new father.
So
and
then she went through that feeling of disappointment over and over again of not having a stable father figure in her life. And so because of that, she actually doesn't really date that much. She's really bad at holding a long-term relationship just because of the way that she was raised.
Yes.
And so that's why immediately she was like, I would just want something physical to Archer.
So I think it isn't until after
when she gets lost.
Yeah, it is when they get lost, right?
So first Olive was a little sick, and then Iris took care of her, and then that was really cute because she was like, "Oh my god, I just like cleaned up her buggers and I didn't get grossed out. Maybe I do love her. Oh my god!" And so afterwards, now Iris was getting a little sick, but they were gonna go to what was it? A farm?
A strawberry festival.
A strawberry festival, and she was feeling under the weather, but Olive was like, you promised you would go. And so now they're all going to this festival. And while they were there, I knew. I was like, this shit is like a Hallmark movie. I know what's going to happen before it happens.
Okay, but before that happens, that scene where they were watching Olive in like the petting zoo part, and immediately when Archer holds Iris's hand, and it's so small. It's literally just pinkies.
Pinkies, just like
or this. No, it's just holding space.
Yeah.
That's all they're doing. And immediately, like Olive senses it, and she's like, you're holding her hand. Why are you holding her hand, huh?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I don't want Iris to get lost.
Yeah, look at the big crowd.
And Iris is like, yeah, no, I would get lost. And so then Archer picks up Olive, puts her on his shoulders, and she's like, oh, make sure to hold Iris's hand so she doesn't get lost.
She's gladly. So smart.
But go ahead. What happens next?
So while they were there, Iris was with Olive, and then she kind of gets like distracted, and then now Olive is gone. And this whole time she's kind of like going through like this inner turmoil of, am I ready to be a mother? No, I'm not ready to be a mother. I can't. I should just get out of these two people's lives before it's too late, right?
But she does kind of have a moment where she's like, I think I can.
Yeah, but then when she loses Olive, she's like, I knew I could not be a mother. I knew that I'm not fit for it.
And it really sucks because as soon as that happened, Archer's like asking her like, well, where is she? What do you mean you don't know? Yeah. And he's like calling everyone and he's frantic. And she's feeling like she's to blame for all of this.
She's feeling like disappointed in herself and also feeling like, oh, Archer's disappointed in me.
So as soon as they do find Olive, Archer gives her a very stern talking to, and then, they go home. The car ride is really tense. Archer puts Olive to bed and then is like, I need to go check on Iris.
Also, at this point, Iris just kind of like figured out like, oh, I'm pregnant.
Oh, yeah, because she was like, there's no way. I didn't catch a sickness from anyone.
Yeah.
So she's pregnant.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Do you think Do you think mid-Strawberry Festival, if you realize you were pregnant, what do you do?
Eat a strawberry. What do you mean?
Oh my God, you're so right. Wait,
Baby's hungry. I'm eating for two. Do you guys believe if I ever get pregnant, I'd be like, I'm eating for two. I'm starving. Come on.
That's so funny. The way you would tell your husband is like, can I order a strawberry, please? Oh wait, make that 2 strawberries.
Oh,
babe,
make that an extra large.
I know. And the cashier's like, what? What is she talking about?
Like whenever I order anything, like any meals, and be like, the biggest you have. Thank you.
Can I tell you story time?
What?
This girl will never watch this. I know she never will.
Okay.
Story time. When I was in middle school, fresh in middle school, so it's like we're still basically elementary schoolers, but we're going into middle school. Mm-hmm. I used to know this girl that was in my home ec class, and she was boy crazy. Okay. Yeah. And there was this guy that really liked her, and I guess they kissed during recess. And I was at home ec freaking sewing. I'm like, oh my God, T. Like, trying to hear all this. And so she was telling because we were working in a group of 3, because it was, do you remember the module home ec classes where there were different computers, and then you would sit in a module with a few people, and every week you would change. So we were in the sewing module, but then next week we would be in like the cooking module.
Oh, okay.
So we were in the sewing module, so it was only the 3 of us. Uh-huh. And so she was telling her friend, oh my gosh, I'm going to make up a name. Me and Greg, mm-hmm. we were just sitting by the benches, uh-huh. and we kissed. Uh-huh. And the girl was like, oh my God, you kissed. It's like, but do you think you're going to get pregnant? Like, do you think, and she's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. And me over here, I was like, oh my, is she going to get pregnant? Like,
You're sewing like, oh my gosh.
Oh my God, I'm nervous. I know. I stopped sewing my square and I start sewing diapers.
I'll help you out, girl.
I know. So then the week goes on and she keeps talking about like, yeah, the other day we held hands and then we kissed. No, he kissed me like 3 times. It was crazy. And it wasn't even, they weren't doing anything else but touching lips. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, dude.
Baby stages. Uh-huh. Baby stages. And then there was one week where she came in, and I think we were at our cooking unit where you're supposed to learn how to cook in the microwave. Yeah. And she just started going, I can't. Yeah, I can't. Oh. And her friend was like, are you okay? Are you going to throw up? She's like, don't tell anyone, but I think I'm pregnant. You know? And
but you were there.
I know, me turning around. What?
No, I mean, like, were they telling you too, or were you just there?
I was kind of to myself. Like, we were a group of 3, but it's because our last names were close to each other. Oh, you know? Okay. But I was over here making freaking omelets in the microwave, and Samantha, I was shocked as well.
Have you told your mother?
And it's funny because by this point, we have already had the talk in the schools. You know, when they come in, they give you the period talk, but they also give you the pregnancy talk. Mm-hmm. So I knew by that age, like, you have to have sex. But then I'm just like, but what is sex? Like, did they somehow get around it? Because they've been kissing, but they've been kissing a lot, you know? Because as a child, you're like, but what if a hug is enough?
Yeah, I know. What if a hug is just too good?
And I don't want y'all to come for me because she said she was pregnant. I'm going to believe my girlie. So she was over here like, I don't know. I don't know when I'm going to start showing. And I'm just like, Samantha, oh my God. So I was so invested in her story. Uh-huh. A month later, I'm like, I was an idiot.
That's cute.
Why did I think? I was so worried for her, dude. Yeah. I would come back from school, and you know when your parents are like, "Oh, go. How was your day? How was your day?" And I'm just like,
"You're not gonna believe
the hardships of a 12-year-old." Like, it was so tough out there today, Ma.
Sorry, we're gonna need to start a GoFundMe or something, a fundraiser.
Mom, can we go buy baby clothes for a friend? I was so nervous for
just a bunch of diapers.
My girlie. Yeah. Shout out, she wasn't pregnant. She wasn't.
I'm so happy for her.
Yeah.
That's really
very,
young.
very, very innocent children. We were very fresh into that year.
That's really cute.
Yeah.
The innocence.
The innocence of a child. Yeah, dude, It's so good. What were we talking about? I just wanted to share that.
No, that was a really good story time. I love
Thank
that.
you.
Do you remember what we were saying?
Well, when Iris figured out she was pregnant.
Oh, yes.
She is packing up. And I love Archer so much because he's like, sweetheart, please, what are you doing? And she's like, I gotta go. You saw that I'm clearly not fit to take care of Olive.
I'm not fit to be a mother.
Yep, I gotta go. And he was like, no, please, what does this mean? Like, what do you mean go? And it's like, it's done. It's done.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, can you please just wait a day? Just a day. And then let's talk about this tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because a lot happened today. And she was like, okay, fine, let's wait a day. But then the chapter ends with, because he was going to sleep in the hallway because he was so scared of something happening to Olive.
Mm-hmm.
But the chapter ends with him going like, I should have stayed in the hallway because by the morning, Iris was gone.
And she left a note for Olive and for Archer.
Mm-hmm.
Very different vibes, though.
Yeah, she drew a picture for Olive and was like, I love you forever. I'm going to go stay with my cousin for a bit to help. Bye. And then his note just said, sorry for everything.
Mm-hmm. No heart.
Well, you didn't draw me a picture.
I know. Nothing?
It's so sad because I always think about this. If I were in that situation. And
First of all,
yes.
that's what I wanted to ask you at the beginning of this episode. Cheli, you're a dating woman. You know, you're out there.
Mm-hmm.
Would you date a single father?
I think I would if they were a good father.
Really?
Like present in their kid's life. Because one of my friends is also a dating woman. And she started dating this guy who is a father. And she's way younger than me. So I remember when she told me that. And back then my mindset was like, no. You don't want to jump into someone's family. Yeah. No, that just feels wrong.
The already established family.
And she was kind of in the same sense of like, you're right. That does feel kind of weird for me to, what, am I going to become this kid's mom? Like, it's so weird. And this kid, he is already old enough to kind of come up with his own opinions on things. But she told me that she talked to him about it. Like, what, if this becomes serious, what expectations do you have?
Yeah.
And he was like, well, I'm not expecting you to become his mother, but I'm expecting you to understand that time with my son is priority. You know? And like, he basically told her, like, I hang out with my son a lot. I take it very seriously because they co-parent, the ex-wife and him.
Yeah.
And because my friend became such an important role in that family, she started getting invited to all the family things. But it was like, because I want my son to know you because you're a part of my life now.
That's beautiful.
That's beautiful. That's, I think, bare minimum for me.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be like that. I don't like the idea of someone having a child and be like, you can never make it. Well, I would understand it, like, first.
At the beginning, of course. I would hope that they wouldn't want to introduce you right away. Yeah.
But just, like, you never talk to my kid. You never do this. Because there are people like that.
Yeah.
So that would be kind of like, eh. But if they're, like, devoted to their children, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, my thing is, like, if I were still dating, and it's so funny because this idea does not come from me. I saw someone else say this and I was like, that's exactly how I feel, which is why I could never date a single father. Where she was like, this girl was saying, see, my problem is that I want to be a man's priority, but if they have a child, I would want their child to be their priority. But like, I want to be the priority. But like, if you have a child, they're your priority. So like, it's not going to work.
I feel like for me though, I don't want to see it like that. I just want to see it that like, if it's that serious and it's a single father situation where like the mom is no longer present, like something like that, I would want it to be like, you're willing to put me in your bubble now. Like you're willing to make time for both of us because you care for both of us. And I think that's good.
That's a better way to put it.
So I used to know a long time ago for a class that I taught like a while back. I had this girl, and preface, I teach like middle school. I had this girl who, she would struggle a lot in class. And I was very nervous to call her parents because I assumed, like, oh, she's struggling a lot in class. Her parents are probably going to be really mad if I call.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember calling because there was a female name. And I was like, okay, I'm probably going to talk to her mom.
Yeah.
And when they answered, it was a male voice. And, you know, it was a gender neutral name. So it was.
Oh, okay.
And I was just like, hey, if you're the guardian of this. And it's like, oh, it's just me. It's just dad.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned later that mom was not in the picture, not present.
Okay.
And I remember telling him about her grades, and he was just like, he was a construction worker. And he's like, what do I need to do? Do you need me there anytime this week? I will call off. Like, what do you need? And I was like, I think you just need to be present.
Yeah.
So, like, asking her, you know, like, how are you doing? How's school? You want to sit with me and you do homework, but I, like, just be present.
Mm-hmm.
And he would call me almost every day to just be like, oh, today was good. Today she finished her homework and stuff. And then my school had a eat with your kids day.
Mm-hmm.
And he never goes to those things. And I called him and I was like, I think it'd be really important if you came.
Aww.
And I remember walking them to lunch. And she was standing right next to me because I was like in the line. And you just see him holding up like a bag of food. And he's just like a teenage kid having like that, oh my gosh, it's my dad, and ran up to him.
That is so sweet.
Yeah. This book really made me think of those moments where I'm like, dang, baby fever's so strong.
Oh, I thought you were over it.
Nah, she's back in.
She's back?
She's back in.
No, dude, I'm out of the funk. Thank God.
Dude, it's just hard because, well, to me, 0, first of all, who's 0? Not me. 0 to 5, that ain't me. That ain't me.
It's so funny because, like, that's the ages that I'm, like, least scared of. Well, it's scary, don't get me wrong, but I feel like once they start talking back to you and, like, my niece, obviously, like, you know, it's like I want her to, like, do things or, like, I'll have, like, try to have conversations with her, and, like, obviously she has her own, like, way of being. Yes. So I'm like, oh my God, wait, how do I get her to do this? But she doesn't want to because she's rebellious. So all that to say is you would be down for a single father.
Yeah, I would.
So if any single fathers are watching us,
I hate it.
Send in your applications.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
Anyone out there have a single dad?
Maybe comment down below.
It's like, here's my dad.
idea of being paraded and just being like, single fathers, she's here.
She's here. She's ready.
I really like that Iris's friends and her cousin were very much like, okay, you have several options. Don't feel forced to do either or. But, you know, these are your options. What do you want to do? I like that they weren't immediately like, go back to him. He's such a good guy. You know, It was very much like, it's you.
Yeah.
That gets to come
like, what do you want?
Mm-hmm. She wanted to keep the baby. Mm-hmm. But she didn't want to go to Archer and just be like, hey, I have a baby. I want to be with you. Mm-hmm. And I love your daughter.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Mm-hmm.
So she sits on it for like a while. I think 2 weeks pass. And there's like a moment where she is at book club and she sees Archer and Olive walk into the bookstore and she hides, obviously. Mm-hmm. But when she's looking at them, she's like, oh my gosh, she did her hair. Mm-hmm. And she's holding a cookie. Like, I miss them.
And then as she learns that she got a bunny, she has a pet bunny now, and she's just like, oh, I wonder what she named that pet bunny. Like, she's just thinking about all of the things that she's missing out on.
Yeah. And so one random Tuesday night, she comes back and she first addresses Olive because Olive and Archer both answer the door. Mm-hmm. And Olive's like, oh my gosh, I got a bunny. And I named him Reginald, but I call him Reggie and this and this. And can you come see him? And she's like, I actually have to talk to your dad first. Mm-hmm. And I love how much they communicate, like, not beating around the bush. I am pregnant. Mm-hmm. It is yours. And
Obvi.
Yeah. Just scared.
I know.
No, but he was so like, that's my baby in there? Mm-hmm. That's my baby? Mm-hmm. And she was like, yeah, and I love you. So if I could please reapply. Just imagine.
As a nanny.
Uh-huh. But he immediately is like, of course, I still love you. And I have always loved you. And I do want you to be part of this family. So then when Olive comes back, I think they're in the middle of hugging.
Mhm.
And the way to get it to her, like, hey, this is happening. Iris is just like, how would you feel if I had a baby in here and it's going to come out soon? And me and your dad just kiss a bunch more.
Mhm.
And she was like, I'm okay with the baby part.
But not
the
the
kissing?
kissing.
That's
Mm-mm.
disgusting. That's gross. But I think I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
And it's just so sweet, like how organic that happened.
Mhm.
And the fact that as time passes in this story and she eventually does have her baby, Olive
a
has
baby boy.
Yeah, that they name Owen.
Mhm.
Olive has this moment where she's like, so Owen's gonna call you mom. Can I
possibly call you mom too?
Yeah, and then Iris has a moment where her and Archer had talked about, like, I'm not going to ask her about it. I'm going to wait until she wants to ask me.
Mm-hmm.
Which is so good.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. So well done. And their love for each other still so good.
It's okay.
Can you imagine if the plot twist in this story was like Archer kept wearing hats and then like one day they're kissing and the hat falls off and it's fucking Remy?
That's the plot twist.
Oh, I knew it! It was all a lie!
I knew you were too good of a cut.
Too good. So you didn't get the pancake recipe? He did!
Who have I been falling in love with?
And the pancake recipe, the one that the whole town loved, it was just Bisquick. Which I don't blame him.
Which was so obvious.
I don't blame him. Bisquick? Mm-hmm.
His expensive, what was it? His like leveled up
creme poppy seeds.
Whatever the heck.
Elevated pancakes.
Yeah, they sounded really good.
They did sound really good. And they did sell. It's funny because what sold more was when he would name it based on what the town people wanted, Noah's pancake.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, damn.
So out of all of the recipes that he had, and when they went to the town meeting and the people were saying like, I would like this kind. No, I would like this kind.
Mm-hmm.
So then he started to make those and name it after them.
Yeah.
That was so nice.
But at the end, they reveal the name of the diner now. And Olive named it. And it's the Strawberry Patch Pancake House by Laurie Gilmore. She said the whole thing.
She said the whole thing.
It was weird because she said by Laurie Gilmore, book 4 of the Dream Harbor series. And it's like, wow, Olive.
Where everyone is sexy.
Wait, Olive.
That's the slogan.
Where everyone is sexy. Asterisk. Also, our mayor is prophetic. Thank you. That's what I want. It's like, are you sure, Olive?
Are you sure that's what you want?
Olive, we have a 30 character limit.
Oh. All right, then just the Strawberry Patch Pancake House then.
Thank you. No spaces.
And they lived happily ever after. Okay, so the suspense is killing me. Go ahead and tell me what part made you cry.
Okay, I think I marked it.
You did?
I think, well, I didn't mark it, but I wrote when I cried.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
It was funny. There was a part where when Olive was sick, the second day she was still sick, but she's like, I'm better. I can go to school. And they were like, no, you can't.
Mm-hmm.
You got to stay home. She's like, but today's library day. I'm not going to get new books. And it's like, well, I'll take you to the library later, Olive, and you can get books then. And as many as you want. She's like, 150? I was like, well, can you carry 150 books? And she's like, yeah, probably. And I just wrote a kid declaring they can carry 150 books too real. They're always like that. Oh, you want me to pass out books? Let me carry all 70 at the same time. It's like, you didn't think it through.
They're just overly confident. And I don't blame them.
I just want these two people together. Please, 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 please. I cried at the part. One of the parts I cried was when Olive got whipped cream off of her plate and put it on Iris's nose and was just like, got you, now you match me and my dad. That's just so beautiful. It's so beautiful. You don't get it. It's just
Wow, the baby fever is choking you right now.
Dude, wait, hold on.
Wait,
The whole part when she was talking about her mom seeing her made me cry.
her mom seeing her?
Can my mom still see me?
Oh, okay.
The hallway talk where they were like, I don't want, God, no, I didn't want kids. That made me cry.
Okay, so you cried a lot.
I cried a lot.
In this book.
I love how kids are just so quick to change. Like, I don't know, they're just so good. I love children.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I only love them Mondays through Fridays.
After that, I'm
8 a.m.
clocked
through
out.
4 p.m. Yeah, after that, kid gets in front of me, it's on site. Oh.
Wait, hold on. I'm getting the vibe here. And I
What's your vibe?
maybe a little off, possibly.
Okay.
I'm getting
I'm not
the
gonna
vibe that this is a contender for your book of the year. Is that right?
I feel like this year,
You're full of love.
yes, but also have you noticed I haven't really given any 5 stars? My only 5-star has been the first book we read in January. Well, second book we read, Horns for Hell by Rafael Nicolas.
Okay.
And then after that was Sunrise of the Reaping. No other book in between has been a 5-star.
Wow.
So this book is my third 5-star of 2024.
Wow. Oh my
I
God.
think Laurie Gilmore has me in a chokehold right now.
She does. She's like this.
You're a citizen of... She's like whispering sweet nothings into my ear. You're sexy. You're said. I'm just like, okay, fine, I am.
You're next.
I know.
You're the next. You're going to be the next victim in my book.
Oh my gosh. I feel like she has me in a chokehold. She has me in her clutches. Like I could feel her fingernails and I just can't get out.
Yeah.
I'm happy with it though.
Yeah.
I think that she's growing as a writer. You can obviously see the difference between this book and the first book. Because I'm sorry, Laurie, I'm gonna drag you a little bit, but just look away. The first book was just too cringy for me.
Yeah.
It was...
You know what? I agree with you. That I
Thank
feel
you.
like every book has gotten a little bit better.
But even like the last one with Bennett and Kira,
Oh, yes.
it was still cringy for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just didn't feel realistic that I'm going to go outside and hang papers with loving quotes in the tree. It's like, it's cold outside.
Damn, I don't remember that.
Yeah, so it was... And the fact that she named her dog Bennett after him, I was like, this is a guy you dated. Dang me.
Sometimes you just want to say the name.
So, to me, it felt just so much more real for them.
But I feel
to
like
go
it
through
still
that.
had cringy moments, though.
I ate it all.
But you see the difference, though, right?
Yes.
Like, you were eating it up.
I was, because...
Cringe and all.
But it was just so good. And the thing I appreciated, too, was that there was no big miscommunication issue. There wasn't a big, like, no, I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean I hate your daughter, because I was so scared that it was going to do that.
Oh,
Because I felt like the other books had moments like that.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, wow. Or actually, it's kind of weird, because in all the books, there was time limits. Like, but I'm gone by June.
Well, there was kind of a time limit.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I thought this one was going to go, because when he was meeting Olive and, talking to I don't know what they are, Child Protective Services? Who are these people?
Yeah, they were.
Whoever was giving him Olive, they told him, oh, in 6 months, we're going to go through your case again to see if, like, this is a right fit for you or a right fit for Olive. So I thought that's where it was going to go, where it was going to be like, oh, in the 6 months.
Yeah.
So, because there was a moment when they were both thinking the town can't know that he's, with the nanny, because it's going to make him look bad, right?
Yes.
But that never really mattered. It never really came up. And also, they had mentioned that it mattered for the case, but they just said it like once in passing, and then it was kind of just like, whatever.
True to how it is in real life. I'm just saying. They're so bad at getting back to you. So yes. But it seemed like less of an issue in this one. And it seemed like more of a healthy relationship between a single father and someone who was preparing to get in a relationship with someone with a child.
Yeah.
And I think it was so well done. And I give it a 5 out of 5. And if Laurie Gilmore just wants to reach out, thebookfixpodcast@gmail.com. We will read anything you write, Queen. Anything. You want us to draft your emails? Do you need a secretary?
Do you need an assistant?
Do you want coffee?
Girl, you're so busy.
I'll make time.
She won't make time. Don't even
reach
believe
out,
her.
Laurie.
Don't believe her, Laurie.
Reach out, Laurie. I'll ignore your email.
Because I'm too busy. Okay, I love that you love this book so much.
Okay, go ahead and hate on it.
It's definitely not a 5 for me.
Okay.
There were some cringy moments. I don't know why I can't think of them right now.
Because you love it so much.
No, but also just that whole like inconsistency of was there going to be a time limit or not? Yeah. I do agree with you though that I did really appreciate the communication between both characters, between the, both love interests. But I don't know. This isn't really like something that I would reread again, you know? Also, again, I'm over the insta-love. I'm so over it. And I thought it was a little gross because he immediately was like looking at her cleavage, you know? I would give it like a 4.
I'm okay
I feel like a 4 is, well, I mean, there's nothing you could do with it.
No, I'm okay.
I'm giving it a 4.
I'll allow it.
You know what?
I'll allow
a 3.
Wait.
I just keep going.
2. I'm not going to rate it.
No, I think I would give it a 4. I think that's good.
I love that for us. I love that for us. To anyone who is listening, whether that be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or anywhere you get your podcast on, thank you so much. If you could leave a rating of 5-star, because it helps us a ton, and it takes like 2 seconds to do.
And it just really helps us out to be like in people's feeds more. We're recommended more, and we do really appreciate the people who have given us 5 stars.
It helps so much. If you want to leave a review and recommend us our next read, that would be amazing. I want romance. That's what I want right now. It's the time for romance.
You want romance?
Yeah, that's what I want.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So if you're looking for another way to support us just a little bit more, we do have a Patreon, which you can find at patreon.com/bookfix. But if you're not looking for something that's like monthly, then we also have a Ko-fi, which is ko-fi.com/thebookfix or buymeacoffee.com/thebookfix.
If you are watching us, thank you so much. If you can like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell because we post every Tuesday and Thursday. I do want to say all of our other Dream Harbor episodes are bangers. So if you want to hear us talk about the other Laurie Gilmore books, go ahead and check that out. If you want to support us on any of our social media or are looking for our Goodreads and Fable book clubs, or want to leave us a recommendation through our Google form, you can check our link tree, linktr.ee/thebookfix. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I say something?
Yes.
So you know how like this entire series, she's been kind of like teasing the tension between Annie and Mac? Wouldn't it be so funny? I know they're probably in the next book.
Yeah.
But it would have been so funny if she would have kept it going. Like
oh
a whole like 10 books, and then afterwards when they're old.
I know, dying words. Oh wait, the sex scene never die. Can I say something? I forgot something.
What?
When? Oh my gosh, so cute. Okay, when will Laurie not be afraid of the gays?
Dude,
I forgot to mention it. Oh my gosh. Okay. Preface. In the other books, we know that the mayor, the prophetic, beautiful mayor, sexy mayor,
because everyone's sexy in this town.
He's married to a man, and they openly love each other.
Yeah.
And it's like, I brought up that it's kind of weird that the LGBT characters are in the sidelines. Like, we know they're in Dream Harbor, but all of these books are straight.
And also, there's another, God, I forgot his name.
Jacob.
He's also in a relationship with a man. And it was like, okay, how come he didn't get a butt?
And I was so sure that book 3 Bennett was going to get with Jacob.
I don't know why you thought that.
I thought it. And it made sense in my head at the moment. But it just kind of feels weird that all these characters are in the sidelines.
Mm-hmm.
You're telling me everyone in Dream Harbor is straight? No.
They're not all straight.
Yes.
But I mean, they're just like,
Mm-hmm.
they don't have their own book.
So Laurie, that's my only thing. So, because even in this book, it mentioned like, oh yeah, this one character who dates men and women.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, why are they in the sidelines?
I want them to be the protagonist.
Yes, and it's good. It adds variety in your stories. I love it. Because right now, I even wrote it in my notes. If you want to go check the Goodreads book club, yeah. I mentioned that it's starting to feel that although our protagonists have different backgrounds, all the girls are kind of the same.
Mm.
They're wooed in the exact same way.
Wow. Okay.
And I'm scared I might get exhausted soon.
Okay.
Thank you.
We'll see.
Still a 5 though. I'm sorry, Queen.
See what happens in the next one.
Thank you.
We'll revisit this discussion.
Okay. So let's go ahead and read a good and bad review of this book.
Okay.
What was the book?
Strawberry Patch Pancake House. Okay, so right now we're going to find a negative and a positive review for this book. Which one do you want?
I'll do positive because I'm all about love out here.
Okay.
I'm going to give this a 4 on ours.
All right.
I'm going to give this a 4, but I'm all right. Guys, it's not me. It's not me. Short one, but this comes from Caitlin, who gave it a 5 out of 5. This is my favorite book from this series. I really loved the characters in this book and felt more connected with them than the ones in the previous books. I loved how this one ended, and I really enjoyed reading this book.
So this one's kind of funny. I'm just going to read it because I think it's funny. So this comes from Phil. They gave it 1 out of 5, and they wrote, I don't know why I do this to myself. Parentheses. I've pre-ordered the next one.
Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. This person who also gave it a 5 out of 5, and they wrote, why am I even crying? This wrote me too.
Oh my god.
I get it, Queen.
You found your person.
It's me. I'm going to follow them. They're going to be like, the Book Fix Pod.
They sound like intelligent girls. They know what they're talking about.
Okay. Now we wait.
Oh my god. Our goal for Goodreads followers has increased because, before our goal was 3. We've
And you know what?
Exceeded that.
You're so funny. That was the funniest thing I've ever experienced because Yajaira and I, at the beginning of the year, I don't think we did it this year, but at the beginning of the year, we come up with goals for our social media, like what we want our account to be.
Mm-hmm.
And for Goodreads, I don't know how I came up with this number, but I was like 1,000. That seems like a good goal. And we didn't tell each other what our goals were. And so I was like, yeah, here's my goal. And I see your screen and all it says is Goodreads 3. That's so real.
We didn't even have 3 at the time.
No, we didn't.
Because we were not active at all.
So then, when we reached 5, I think, I was 200% over our goal. This is amazing.
So now our new goal is
4.
10.
That's crazy.
As well as in Fable. 10 would be really
Okay,
nice.
well, we're 3 away. Cool.
Actually, I think we have more than that on Fable.
Oh my god.
So 20 then.
That's crazy. I need to be more active. Queens and kings.
Please follow.
And y'alls. I'm out here.
We're out there. Please follow.